Hello, thanks for stopping by my channel. I'm Rachel, and this is Rachel's Family Table. I'm starting off this week's What's for Dinner video with hamburger stroganoff, or as my kids call it, Hamburger Helper. But first, because this dinner is so quick and easy, I'm getting this frozen Sara Lee pie popped into the oven because it's going to take about an hour to cook. This was Sunday, so I always like to do a little something special while I have the time to do it, and on this day it was just a frozen pie, but that's okay. And to get the actual dinner part going, I am just putting this ground beef, and then I'm crumbling up some mild breakfast sausage in it as well for the Hamburger Helper. I also have a pot of water to the right with to boil the noodles. To my meat, I am adding some garlic powder because I was out of all other kinds of garlic, and I'm just gonna let that cook and get all nice and seasoned. I also am gonna make some peas on the side for this dinner. I also have my cream cheese sitting out on top of my stove so that it can get soft. And then next, after I have that ground beef and sausage mixture cooked up, I just removed it from the pan. And because I don't like to have a lot of pans to wash, because my husband and I do hand wash dishes, we don't have a dishwasher, I'm using the same pan to melt down my cream cheese, and I just poured in some heavy whipping cream. My pan was still a little bit too hot, so I made sure I had that turned down. I didn't want to scald the cream or cream cheese. And here I'm just stirring that around until I get it all nice and melted. My pan is turned way down at this time, so that's exactly what I wanted. And then I'm just going to add a couple of cans of cream of mushroom soup to the cream cheese and heavy cream mixture. And then just get that all stirred around, and then I'll start adding the other ingredients. This was our first night back at home after our vacation in Tennessee, and it was really cold here in Michigan, and we had been eating out a lot, so we just wanted something comforting like pasta. And so I am adding some onion mushroom soup mix to this and some sour cream. And you could use the beefy onion like we tend to use a lot in a lot of recipes, but I saw this and thought it was something different and that we might like it, so I grabbed it at the store, and I'm so happy I did because I just like a change every now and then. And so I'm just getting that soup mix and the sour cream mixed into the sauce now, and then I'm just gonna thin it down with some chicken broth. I did have some beef broth in my pantry, but this was already open in my refrigerator, so I decided to use it up instead of opening up a new box just to have the beef flavor. Chicken will do just fine. Actually, you could use more milk or you could just use water, but I just used this chicken broth just to use it up. And so next I'm going to add some black pepper, which we know I love black pepper. And so then I'm putting back in the meat and just mixing that all in until it's all thoroughly stirred in. Now you could add mushrooms or you could add chopped up onions to this if you wanted to just give it another element of texture, or even cut back on some of the meat and add more like mushrooms and onions and things of that nature. And so I'm just using the chicken broth to get it to the consistency that I wanted it to be, and then I will just add those egg noodles to this and then stir it all together, and dinner will be done. This is such a quick and easy dinner. You can make this any night of the week, and we just really enjoyed the comfort of the pasta and, cream of mushroom soup. I feel like we have something with cream of mushroom soup in it at least every couple weeks at least. And I mean, like I told you, they call this Hamburger Helper in my house, but I like to just refer to it as Hamburger Stroganoff because it's way better than the boxed Hamburger Helper, and it doesn't really cost it that much more to make it yourself. And now that it's time to eat, I figured I would just fancy it up a little bit and add some parsley to this and make it all nice and pretty. And there's my bowl of dinner. And this was so simple and easy, and we will make this again because everybody liked it. And let's not forget that apple pie. I had a little bit of sugar-free Cool Whip on mine. Let me know if you have dessert in your home and how often do you have it. For the next meal of the week, I was wanting a fresh fish fry, say that again. And so I decided that it was time to get out the deep fryer and fry up some fish and fries. Whenever I'm making a more complicated meal, I try to keep my side dishes really easy. So I am just putting some canned green beans into a pot with a little bit of butter and seasoning salt. I'm going to just put the lid on those and forget about them. I started off by frying up our French fries first so that they didn't taste like fish. I did them in batches. We don't use our deep fryer very often, but it's really nice to have when you want to make food like this, and we only do it every now and then. We like our fries really browned up, so I let them cook for quite a while until they were the color that we like and the crispiness that we like. And then I just put them into this foil pan lined with paper towels and continued to cook the rest of the fries until they were all cooked up. And then I was ready to get my pans all situated so that I can make my dredging station for the fish. I am just using some of the Slap Your Mama coating for fish, and I'm using the lids that went to a couple of foil pans that I used to make brownies in. I had these left over from Christmas, and so I decided I would just use up these lids. They're good for something, you know. So I did the egg mixture in one side and the crumb mixture in the other. And now that my fries are all done, I'm just going to start getting this fish all battered up, and then I'll just drop that right into the fryer and get them nice and crispy and ready to go. I did have a lot of fish to fry, so it did take a while, but I will just show you a couple pieces and then the end product. I prepped the next dinner the night before because it was my late night evening shift. All I did for this dish was layer some frozen meatballs and frozen tortellini in a baking dish, and then I just poured some jarred pasta sauce on top of that. I'm using the Meyer brand onion and roasted garlic flavor, and I'm just going to pour that on top and then cover it with some shredded mozzarella cheese. And all Bill will have to do on the next day is pop this in the oven and heat it up until it's all cooked through. This is the night before I do my Tuesday late night shift at work. So usually I do something a little bit ahead of time, either in the crock pot or something that they can just throw in the oven and heat up for dinner, just to make it easier for them. And so all he had to do was bake it, and I did ask him to mix it all together at some point, but you'll see that for whatever reason that didn't happen, and that's okay. I mean, it was their dinner. And so anyway, moving on, I just put some pepperoni on top because the boys just really like that, and I've found with my kids that just to make it a little more appealing to them, just make it pizza baked anything. If you're making spaghetti leftovers, pizza baked spaghetti is always a winner. And so, like I said, we were just going to put this together and then pop it in the fridge. And so then whenever he got home from work the next day, he could just put it in the oven and heat it up. And I don't know what happened. I think he may have fallen asleep in his recliner while he was cooking, and it got a little overdone. But I have to tell you, the little pieces of crispy cheese and pepperoni were really good. I had some of this when I got home from work that night, and I did really like it. It didn't turn out beautiful, but it tasted mighty good. And because sometimes making dinner is just too hard, there's always breakfast. And so we are just browning up some sausage. We're using this brand on this night, and I'm just getting that all cooked up and chopped up as best as I could. I did have to call in help from Bill to get it chopped as fine as I wanted it. Sometimes I don't mind big chunks of sausage, but on this night I wanted it really fine, and so I needed his muscles for that. I'm also going to make these potatoes O'Brien. I really like these hash browns. They have the peppers in it, and so I'm going to add some garlic and pepper. This is pretty much the only garlic powder I had left in the house, and of course I need more pepper than that, so we're going to add some more pepper. And then here is my hubby just getting that sausage all nice and fine for me. And then I started by adding some flour to my sausage, and then you just want to stir that all in and get it cooked. You don't want your gravy to taste gritty or like flour. So the amount of flour that you use in your sausage gravy is going to determine how thick it is. Like, there's a flour and milk ratio that must be met, and so I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and I knew that I wanted this to be kind of thick and fluffy. I'm just using all-purpose flour, but I have used self-raising flour, and then that will give it a whole different element of thickness as well, so you want to be careful about that. You can use self-raising flour. I do like it that way, but then you have to kind of watch the amount of milk and everything that you're using. So of course I'm adding black pepper to my gravy. I wanted a lot in it. I want it to be really peppery. That's just how I like it. And so I'm just going to get that stirred in and just let it get all bubbly. And then that's where the thickening happens. And I have some eggs on the back popping around back there. And dinner is going to be ready in like just a matter of minutes. And this is my plate. I just had some toast with that sausage gravy on it, those hash browns in the middle, and a couple of eggs on the side. Another fast meal that we put together was chicken burgers or chicken sandwiches, however you want to phrase that. So to begin with, I'm just cutting some chicken breasts, boneless, skinless breasts, in half to make them thinner. And I'm going to do this with all of my chicken pieces and cut off any of the yucky little skin or fat pieces that are connected to it. And then I'm just going to season them up and cook them in a skillet. To start with though, I am frying up some strips of bacon. I wanted to just use one pan for this dish, so I'm cooking my bacon first and then I'll set it aside, and then I will put the chicken breasts into the pan that I cooked the bacon in and cook them up as well, and then we'll have lots of smoky flavor in those chicken breasts as well. And to make these sandwiches, I am just going to season up my chicken breasts with some garlic and herb Lipton soup mix. Here's my husband taking over on bacon duty. And anyway, like I said, I was going to put these chicken breasts into this pan and cook them in that bacon fat so that they have that nice smoky flavor. And then I'm going to add this Lipton garlic and herb soup mix and get them all nice and seasoned with that. And I think I do add some pepper, of course, because that's what I do. And then once I get these all cooked through, I am just going to top them with the bacon slices and then add some Gouda cheese on top and get that all melty before I start putting the sandwiches together. These chicken breasts cook up so quickly, and that was a good thing because we had a visit from our brand new little baby granddaughter, and so we were trying to get in as many baby cuddles as we could. Didn't want to be standing around in the kitchen cooking, and luckily these were done in a flash. And so to put my chicken sandwich together, I am just putting some mayo on my bottom bun. And then, I don't know what I was thinking, I put my tomatoes on the bottom, which caused my bun to get all squishy. But anyway, it was still good. This was actually a really sloppy sandwich, but it was so good. And just keep in mind when you're building your sandwich, don't do like I did. Use your lettuce as a barrier, or toast up your bun or something. I don't know. Unless you don't care. I don't care. My husband didn't care, neither did the kids. We all just used extra napkins. And so this is what my sandwich looked like. Look at how huge that is. I had to put a toothpick in it just to hold it together. And we just had some corn on the side, and we kept it really simple. We had lots of veggies on our sandwich, so I felt good about it. And the last dinner for this video is super, super simple. Like, so simple, all I did was cut up some onions and lettuce and mash up some avocado, and Bill did the rest. All we needed to do was cook up some taco meat, and then we just had like basically a taco salad with Doritos in it. Something that the kids really like. Cameron happened to have a friend staying over on this night, so it was fun food that kids enjoy, and so do we. So here I'm just getting those avocados mashed up. I'm not making guacamole because I don't like it. I do like avocados though. And then I'm just going to make my plate, and there's no shame in my game. This is a big plate. And I'm going to sprinkle some lettuce on top of my Doritos. I am not really supposed to eat lettuce with my dietary conditions, but I sneak it in every now and then. I just layered the meat, the cheese, the tomatoes, and I have some of the mashed up avocado on the side. And after I get my salad assembled, I'm just going to put some sour cream and some hot sauce on top. And this is just one of those really quick, simple, snacky types of eat it in the living room types of dinners. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is the last dinner for the video. If you had fun here today, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would love to see you again next week. Bye for now.